Hello folks, it's me Matt, and CritterClash2020, the 1v1 tournament that we have just commenced in the Impossible Creatures Discord, is just kicking off, and we have just started pools, and a few matches have already been played, so I'm going to try and get through the backlog. I might skip some of the games, I'm just going to go through the ones that I think will be interesting to watch, and maybe some other folk will do the same. But right off the bat, we have something very exciting. We've got Steve versus Will, which I just think is an excellent start to any tournament series. That's Puglin versus Klepty, Trombone Stilts, as many of you may know him as. He's an absolute legend in the community. He survives the Steam forums all by himself. We praise you for that. Okay, so here we go. In the top left here, we've got Steve rocking his classic red and Will in the classic green, and we're on Mystery Lake here. It's a nice map, limited resources. There's only so many places you can expand to, mid and the islands, but it's all very choky, so once you start to get a hold of some of these areas, it can be quite difficult for your opponent to kind of take them back off of you. And this mid one is super important, because if your opponent takes one of these islands, you can kind of take the other without too much risk, because it's kind of hard to defend one side and also attack the other. But this middle area, such a nightmare. We've got two rods coming out from Will, and Steve with a early expand play, it looks here. Or maybe he's just going for a scout. Looks like Will's going for a faster level 2. No, there's the second henchman coming out. He's definitely looking to expand to this island very early. And it looks like Will is thinking the same thing. He will have started his 2, well, will be starting his 2 very shortly. So, yeah, okay, actually he's going the advanced structures first. So he actually won't be able to combat this super effectively. Lots long distance mining going on here, which means that Will be able to get the workshop down. That is so difficult to kill with only henchmen. Steve might just have to concede this and go somewhere else, but Will is ahead of him and already has a henchman standing on this island. Having that advanced structures research so early doesn't really give him very much at all. Trying to do some harass, might actually pick off one of these henchmen with these henchmen, but this is so much lost mining time, and Will's already getting his other workshop over here, and he's feeling pretty cozy back at home. Third rod going up. No one looked at mid yet. Steve, spiteful Steve. I don't know. I think you can concede this island, but I like it. Early combat. He's going for the water chamber. He must have amphibious level 2s. Otherwise, I don't know why he'd bother. Will going for some cheeky fences in here to avoid a sound beam placement. Just some general scouting. He actually finishes one of them, which is actually a lot more useful for scouting, because it actually gives it some sight radius. You can actually see the sort of general areas. So if any buildings go up around here or up here, you will be able to see them. A forward chamber, but it does get scouted by Steve, and he's got a few units here. You don't actually need to make that many units. It's just a workshop. But now Steve's going to have to respond to this. He's going to need something defensive put up. He's just building more rods here. He saw it, and he's punching down the henchman. He actually gets both of them, but the creature chamber is finished, and Steve's base is naked, but so is Will's, and these zebras are heading on over. And both of them, again, they're kind of matched. This workshop is just still standing, but I understand why Steve left it up. He needs to get some pressure on. He needs to make Will reconsider. What the... That is a lot of damage. Pretty squishy, but the deflect definitely does something for it. How's Will's base going? Oh, he was able to get his sound beam up. He's got all these henchmen just standing here. They could be fighting, they could be repairing, and there they go off to the races. But look at Steve's base. He's got no henchmen left. His sound beam's just about to fall. That is so much damage, and these are nasty boys. Once he gets that fourth one out, it's going to be so hard for Steve to defend here. I really do kind of love that. Look at them stroll. I mean, both bases in shambles, but the damage coming out from Will's units is just so difficult to match. I mean, 9 damage, 7 damage compared to 5 damage with pack approximately 7. But the 17 on these, Steve's lab is just melting. That's ridiculous. Getting some repairs off, but I just don't think it's... And there it goes, the blow up. He knows that he's not gonna win that, and I'm downloading a workshop. Well, that was the first game of the World Cup, and a quick one at that. Congratulations.